It's the 108.9 The Hawk Morning Show.
Billy!
Red meat, we crave sustenance.
Hey, Valverde, time to wake up.
Guys, we are not invading my aunt. Hey, we're absolutely not going.
It's the 108.9 The Hawk Morning Show with Whisp Turlington.
Jesus Christ, listen to yourself, you're obsessed!
Jason Gore.
You got nothing to lose.
Geoff the Angry Man Garlock.
Jack, I want you to draw me like one of your French girls.
Traffic from Art Spart.
Find this road. It's like Bob's Road.
In all of the best damn classic rock in all of Valverde. And here they are, Whisp, Jason, and Geoff. All right, very good. Good morning. Welcome to the 108.9 The Hawk Morning Show. Whisp Turlington here, Geoff the Angry Man Garlock, and
Where is the third member of that triumvirate?
Very weird that Jason Gore's not here. Very weird. Something is afoot. And I think
something wicked is afoot here, and that's what I'm starting to feel like. Not that I want to, Wisp, but are we gonna have to edit his name out of the original bumper?
I don't think so. Now, technically, Boss Ron says he is part of the morning show, so we have to honor that.
I mean, you do have to.
Oh, God, I wish he were here. We'll figure it out.
I hope not R.I.P. Oh, my goodness.
I hope not, too. We're going to find out more. I think I do have some details on... Scotty, do I have details on where Jason Gore is this? I do. Okay, great. We're going to talk about that in just a second. A lot of great stuff going on, Geoff. Before we get into that, how was your night? What'd you get into last night?
Last night's Flappers. Of course. Went down to Flappers.
Your favorite place, Flappers, of course, Valverde's #1 chicken wing restaurant. Now, here's the thing. I once droned one of their locations.
Once?
Twice. 3 times a drone strike, if you know what I mean.
I do.
And I do regret it. And Flappers, this is an apology on air for that drone strike. I was a different man
Scotty,
then.
are we recording this?
I was a different man then.
Shaking his head no. I don't know if we're recording
He's not recording it.
He's not recording. Are we recording this goddamn... All right, fine. Go on.
Well, speaking of Scotty, I went to his one-man show last night.
Really?
At the at Dingbats, the comedy.
Oh,
Were you not
Scotty
invited?
couldn't get a slot at UCB Valverde.
Could not get in at UCB Valverde.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. You can't get in there.
That's a tough one. You can't get in. You got to do it at Dingbats. And he was great. Scotty, you did a great job. He went on. He had 45 minutes just on Boris Johnson.
Just what exactly, Scotty? What was this show? What was it? Was there a name to this one-man show? No.
He's not saying anything.
Not saying. Wisp, you were there. Was there a name to this one-man show?
It's Scotty time, and it truly was Scotty. Last night it was truly Scotty time. I'm very proud of you in the booth, our producer, Scotty. Oh, my God. So, yeah, that's what I did last night.
Sounds like you had a hell of a night.
I had a hell of a night.
No cognacs, though, I'll say.
Oh, my God. It was me and Ray Davies from the Kinks.
Oh, of course.
He was in town, and, he likes comedy. He likes comedy. He really loves when somebody will do 45 minutes on Boris Johnson.
You got to keep it topical.
You got to keep it topical.
You got to keep it topical is what I always say.
That's why I really like Bill Maher. Whenever I watch his show,
funny.
It is the most topical jokes.
Funny stuff, and it makes you think.
That's the other part. What I like? New rule. I like to think, if you know what I mean.
Man, we have been saying forever, classic rock is all about rules. And Bill Maher has new rules, and I say, bring the new rules to classic rock,
Come on
Bill.
over. Come on over.
Because I'll take them, and I'll read the book, and I'll write them down, and I'll ratify that Constitution.
Yeah, we get maybe sometime we'll be invited to Club Random. I can only hope.
One can only hope. Get a vape going, maybe a nice cigar.
How many vapes? If you were invited to Club Random, how many vapes would you bring?
Great question.
56.
Oh, I love a good question that comes with an answer.
Yeah.
You know what? I would say maybe Price is Right rules. I'll 57 you. We'll just see what happens.
Oh, that son of a bitch. I knew it was coming. I knew it when I opened my mouth. Hey, you know what? I also know this when I opened my mouth. Here's Jason Gore is broadcasting live today.
We know where he is.
From my car. He's trapped in it.
Oh.
He's going to be there from 7 a.m., so now until noon. That's when you're thinking we will release him. Okay, cool. So we'll check in with him. He's broadcasting from my Tesla. That is
Now,
all
did you
locked
know
up.
that he was in your Tesla? Did you not notice he was in the back seat?
No, I knew. No. So I came into this, we get in here for the morning show. Here's how morning shows work, everybody. You get in, and you get in
You
around
walk
4.
in at the ass crack of dawn.
Ass crack of
Through
dawn.
the memorial ass crack of the
Yep.
meatloaf ass of the back of the 108.9 The Hawk building.
Yep. And then
Go right by that 31 flavors. That we
I go right to USA Today or the ValverdeRag.com,
Oh, you
and I
gotta
see
get
what's
the
going
news.
on in the news because I gotta do some topical stuff for the show.
Got it.
And then Jason came by and he's like, "Hey, I can't wait to do the morning show with you." And I'm like, "Hey, could you go get something out of my car?" And Jason Gore trying to weasel his way back into the morning show.
There is a sucker born every
my
minute.
God.
P.T. Barnum and Jason Gore, you are that sucker. If there's one thing I have learned in
Yeah.
this tumultuous relationship we have had, ups and downs, drone strikes left and right, and now
Yeah.
friendship.
Up, down, left, right, BA, start.
That's what the Contra Code is all about. But there's
Become
one thing I
immortal.
have learned. Do not go into Wisp's Tesla if he asks you to go in that Tesla. Trust me.
My good buddy Elon Musk set me up with a trap mode. So that's where Jason is, and we'll check in with him soon. That'll be very, very cool. Geoff, we do have a guest coming up. And before we get to him, I do want to say also, this is probably going to piss you off, so I'm going to read it with a smile on my face. Greg Lemon Sour, the new boy wonder here at 108.9 The Hawk. He is broadcasting live this Saturday from 3 until 6 at the grand opening of Flappers Casino. That was supposed to be your gig.
There is a lot I do not like in that statement. I'll tell you that right now. Here's the thing. I know everyone's loving this Greg Lemon Sour.
Man,
He's the new talk of the classic rock town.
Yes.
But
Yep.
look, I know that I can't trademark a feeling. I know
No, you
that
can't. You can't.
I can't trademark an emotion. But I am Geoff, the angry man Garlock. I have been in this biz for over 35 years, being angry, going on rants, giving out good rock facts, and this guy comes in acting like he can just be the new angry kid on the block. Get out of here, all right?
He's
Not to
true.
mention Flappers Casino. Flappers,
I know,
you
I
done me
know.
wrong here. I'm not going to say that I'm going to be sending
really
my good
fucked
friend
you
Wiz to
on
get
this.
a drone strike out there and take you down, but it feels like, and that's the problem. Last night, I went to Flappers. Didn't go to the casino. They said, no, we don't need you here.
Wow.
They said, we don't need you and we don't want you. At the front
Okay.
door, that was the bouncers telling me that. And now I realize why. It's because goddamn Greg Lemon Sour was
It's
there.
goddamn Greg Lemon Sour. Well,
Talking about all of his opinions on music.
he mentions television's Marquee Moon a lot. Like,
I
he's
can't-
got some issues with that record. I don't know if he loves it. I don't know if he hates it.
That is it. That is the true Lemon Sour Mark. You have no idea if he is into television's Marquee Moon or if he thinks it's the worst record
Yeah, I have
that's
no
ever
idea.
existed. Is he going to fight Tom Verlaine or give him a hug?
I don't know, man. Oh, I don't know. But I do know this, ladies and gentlemen. If you listen to 108.9 The Hawk every Sunday morning from 4 until 10 a.m., that's when you get the syndicated Breakfast with the Beatles. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if the title is Breakfast with the Beatles in Danbury, Connecticut, or if it's just Breakfast with the Beatles. We're going to find out right now. Ladies and gentlemen, in the studio with us right now, the man himself, ETHAN Wellman. Welcome to the Hawk.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh, my God. It is so great to have you here, ETHAN.
Oh, boy. Anything's nice just to be out of my show, just to be on somebody else's show, just to shake off the yoke of responsibility that is Breakfast with the Beatles in Danbury, Connecticut.
Or the Yoko of responsibility, if we're talking
exactly,
Beatles, right?
exactly.
Oh, nailed it.
Well
Nailed
played.
it. Oh,
it's fun
my
to have
God.
you here, though, Ethan, because I got to say, Geoff the Angry Man Garlock, he's got a lot of issues with the Beatles, you
Yes.
know.
I know.
I do, of course, have my children's book, The Reasons You Should Not Like the Beatles, and
Yep.
here they are.
Yep, I was not happy when I saw you publish that.
And no one else seemed to be happy because they didn't sell. I keep changing the title every single time, hoping that will be
Yeah.
the thing that
It's a tough subject to expect kids to be really invested in the Beatles at all in any way, and certainly to have a negative opinion of them is tough.
Well, I'm sorry. You got to teach these youth. You got to teach them the right way. But the thing is,
those are my favorite Crosby, Stills, and Nash lyrics, by the way. That you got to teach these
the youth. And you got to teach them the right way.
Got to teach them the right way.
You got when Crosby just yells at you.
It's like Graham Nash is in the studio right now.
Oh my goodness! When Crosby starts just tweeting that. You gotta teach him the right way. And he's doing it at like Fage Greek yogurt. And you're like, what are you yelling about now, Crosby?
They're releasing some new David Crosby stuff on Spotify recently. Some demos he kind of had in the vaults that they're just sort of cleaning up and releasing. And I saw one last week that was like, these kids are idiots and there's no helping them. That was one. Another one is like, I hate children.
Oh my
you know
God.
what? It sounds negative, but the music, it's chill.
I'm just waiting for him to release Triad Part 2. Of course, Triad Part 1 about his three-way.
Of course.
You may remember. And then he said, look, I've got another one in the bank. And I'm like,
when I see
oh no,
David Crosby, the first thing I think is, I hope this guy talks about his sexual exploits.
Oh my God.
That's why I've been writing my other children's book. You gotta check out the sexual exploits of David Crosby.
Now that
It
one
might be
is
too
definitely going to
specific.
sell.
How long is that children's book?
Oh, it's about 400 pages.
Wow.
He's had a lot of three-ways. So, I mean, you got to really get into it. But, that's the thing. Again, you've got to teach the youth. But even though you are, and I'm going to just say it, you are the number one fan of the Beatles. That
Number one fan of the Beatles right here in our studio. In the
I don't like them, but I love your broadcast. It's just that you bring a life to them. You bring a love. You really you convince me almost that I should think that the Beatles are a great band, and that's what I love about your broadcasting.
I do appreciate it. I've done the show for I think 12 years now.
12 great years.
Get up at 3:30 a.m. I head down to the studio in the middle of Danbury, Connecticut. I start broadcasting at 4 a.m. We do 6 hours of Beatles every week, which you can play a good portion of the Beatles catalog every week when you do that.
You cover it all, really.
I cover all chapters of their career. And, I've come on your show to announce a slight change in format.
Okay, let's hear it. Here we go.
I've been doing it a while. And
I'm going to hit the bed for that because this is going to be good. Everybody's going to love this announcement.
No one is going to be disappointed in a new announcement.
This announcement will be known as the toppermost of the poppermost.
Great Beatles reference there.
Thank you.
Starting this Sunday, we're going to have significantly less Beatles in the Beatles Breakfast with the Beatles in Danbury, Connecticut.
No, like 5.5 hours? You're cutting back?
Maybe.
I'm going to go down to maybe half hour total of the Beatles.
Whoa.
And 5.5 hours of. See, here's the thing. I recently had
kill the bed, Scotty.
Some DMT psychedelic therapy for some depression I was dealing with that opened up a kind of a new way of thinking. And I've been getting into a lot of drone music and some sort of shoegaze, non-lyrics, keyboard only. Epic explorations, and I kind of want to introduce some of that into the show. I've been subscribing to a Sirius XM show I used to like called The Drone Zone.
Drone Zone.
And there's a local Danbury all keyboard, all sample outfit called the Mind Erasers, and I'm going to have them on this Sunday.
Wow.
I'm going to do 5.5 hours of ambient sound.
Okay.
But I'm still going to have half an hour of Beatles scattered throughout, just for the core audience.
Wow. I mean, here's the thing. Your show, one of the top-rated shows on 108.9 The Hawk.
Huge hit. People love the Beatles.
People love the Beatles, and they love
them
hearing
on
about
Sunday morning.
And they love hearing about Danbury, Connecticut. And
I pepper in a lot of Danbury, Connecticut facts in my show.
It is amazing how much the Valverde citizenry are just obsessed with Danbury, Connecticut.
It's
kind of a sister community in many ways, overlooked. Economically a little bit past its prime, but hopeful of better times to come.
Yeah,
true. Yeah,
that is true.
They both have some decent government subsidized universities in their community. They both got a lot of farms.
Yeah,
so
that's true. We have so many farms here in Valverde, and I always say,
no wonder we've got that Danbury Museum down there, right on Hog Street, right next to the Rock Dolls.
Danbury Museum, which is a really well curated place. I've been there many times. Guys,
Here's the thing.
It might sound different, but hear me out.
Okay.
Get up at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
You're tuning into Breakfast with the Beatles in Danbury, Connecticut.
Right.
You're used to hearing something like, I don't know, let's say Ticket to Ride, a little mid-tempo, catchy song. Maybe we can work it out.
Hit me.
Maybe even something a little more up-tempo like Help or Hard Day's
Oh, my
Night.
God.
So,
Hey, ring. Can I get a request for Your Mother Should Know?
good, sure, Mother. That would be a great one that, I'll be honest, we might not lead off the hour with that, but we
Right.
could get into it about 10 minutes in. No problem.
I cannot wait.
Now, instead, imagine you turn on the radio and you get a 20-minute sound jam from Mind Eraser called Think About the Desert, which is a 7-minute track these guys just released. And I heard it down at Tuxedo Junction and it blew me away.
Tuxedo Junction, my favorite club outside of Valverde.
It's right on the border.
Yes,
I don't go because I don't like leaving Valverde.
Oh, you go to the Valverde annex of Tuxedo Junction.
I do go to the Valverde
annex.
Oh, no,
I've made many trips to Danbury,
smaller.
Connecticut to go to the actual Tuxedo Junction because I like to go to where the home of rock and roll
the
is.
mothership, the original flagship Tuxedo Junction is right behind Main Street at Danbury, Connecticut.
Exactly.
Behind Main Street.
With that little penguin with a top hat. Just like I just love
so
that
cute.
little guy. Just so cute.
The thing about Beatles fans is they're very temperamental, Ethan.
They're very
Have you thought about that?
That's chapter 4 in my children's book.
It is.
Beatles
That's
fans
why I
are
called
way
on
too
that.
temperamental. And this is Geoff the Angry Man Garlock saying that. That's the full title of the chapter.
That's one of the things I love about your children's books is the chapters. You
Yes.
don't often see chapters in children's
You
books.
really
And
don't.
why not introduce that to kids?
A 3 to 5-year-old, they want chapters. They want delineation. They want length.
I like your prologue and foreword. I like your epilogue and appendices.
I write them all. Thank you for appreciating them.
I personally love the very, very small font.
Oh, you got to keep it small when it's
You
a
got to
kid.
keep it small for kids.
The little kids are little, so their font needs to be
They've
little.
already got good eyes. They were born with good eyes.
They haven't lost their eyesight like us old fogies.
Yeah, they can handle the small font.
They can.
Oh
But
my
this is
God.
interesting.
Yeah,
I
this
am
is a
worried. I mean,
change here.
here's
Hands are
the
temperamental. I've already kind of primed the pump a little bit. Last couple Sundays, I've thrown in a couple Mind Eraser sound jams.
Interesting.
Here and there, just to see what the reaction is. And I would say that the reaction has been passionate.
Okay. Hey, Scotty, can you check listener mail and see if we have anything from last week's show? All right. He's shaking his head no, but I know he's going to.
I know we got some coming.
We'll
you
see.
got it.
We'll see.
Well,
what
I
we
know
got.
you've got some because down at the Danbury studio, I played Mind Erasers, a little Mind Eraser jam. I think the one I played was Think About This.
Oh, okay.
And
how long is Think About
within
This?
an hour, I had 4 handwritten letters delivered to the studio.
Wow.
In protest.
So they're really getting excited. You know, I have to say,
Sounds like excitement.
I'm realizing that I might have heard the show. I was crashing on the couch in the studio, of course, because I just have been crashing there if Art isn't there. That's just how it is. We're just calling it like it is now,
Art
Station
Spark,
Manager
our traffic
Ron. I'm
guy,
sorry.
And we're gonna be going to you soon, Art. So you hold tight, okay?
And I was having trouble sleeping, so I was like, I need to be angry to sleep. I better turn on Breakfast with the Beatles. It was around 4 a.m., and I got to tell you, I thought that I had just been caught in between the dial on 2 stations.
That's Mind Eraser's classic sound. Isn't
Now
sort of
I realized it was
hum,
was it from the
snippets
record Caught in Between the Dial?
Caught in Between the Dial. Yeah, that one's got samples of some NPR Morning Edition news sound bites, some electric hum, some shrieks, a handful of frogs ribbiting, and then beautiful My Bloody Valentine style guitar distortion.
So, okay.
I got to tell you,
this
sounds like people are going to be angry, and the Angry Man is going to be happy, because if I could be turning on Breakfast with the Beatles, getting ready to be angry, but instead I get into a calm, relaxed attitude because I'm hearing the Mind Erasers. I'm hearing a nice 3-hour Steve Roach improvisation, maybe some Suzanne Ciani, one of the
they're all great.
Bukla.
You're talking about
not
the
to get into
classics.
Greg Lemon Sour territory here.
All right, guys.
Who love Greg Lemon Sour.
Once again, Whisp Turlington.
Don't. I'm on your side here, Ethan. Don't turn on me. Tell me how much you love Greg.
I'm not. I'm going to say it once again. Whisp Turlington is going to be the goddamn voice of reason here, and I'm going to say it's not going to fly.
It's going to fly. Now,
It
there's definitely going to
won't.
be resistance. There's always resistance. When the Beatles themselves did Strawberry Fields and Penny Lane, the then established Beatles fans were upset at the new psychedelic approach. But now, of course, those songs are amongst the most beloved in the Beatles catalog. And now, listen, it's not just going to be the Mind Erasers. Okay, yes, they're my favorite. I'm going to heavily feature them every week. But I'm going to be featuring some other drony keyboard explorations, too.
God.
I got the esophagus massagers.
Oh, the what?
I got some the esophagus massagers. They're a percussion only drone outfit from New Milford.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I'm gonna have the cerebellum huggers. They're sort of animal noises only. Their music is all made of noises found in nature. I got a Swedish outfit who's just called Herman, and that is a 15 group art collective. And they're doing some great stuff with throwing furniture off of stairs.
I mean, this sounds like
we're going to have a variety of stuff. And now and then, I'll play You Should Have Known Better off of Hard Day's Night.
Please.
I gotta say, this 5.5 hours might be my favorite Beatles material, if you catch my drift.
Look, I've just done the show for a long time. Okay, I've done the show for a long time. I've heard Hey Jude thousands of times.
I can't even imagine.
Thousands of times. And it's a great song. It's a brilliant song. Paul McCartney is the Mozart of our era. I don't mind saying it.
But how many times do you really need to hear it, you know?
How many times do you really need to hear Penny Lane? It's like,
been there, done that.
Scotty.
He's just literally singing about nouns that are within his view.
Scotty,
please.
Can you mute Ethan so he can't? I need to talk to Geoff. Just Geoff, what the fuck?
I know. What the fuck? This is great.
No, man,
I mean, this is fantastic.
No, it is not. I had dinner with Boss Ron last night.
Okay.
The station is truly effed. This isn't going out over the air.
No.
Nobody is hearing this.
Scotty, make sure this is not going over there.
I'm going to whisper to you, Scotty.
Okay.
Is this going out over the air? See, he's shaking his head.
Shaking his head no.
We are fucked.
Wait.
This is the #1 show on weekends. No. Do you know how many sponsors pay for this show because they love the Beatles?
I'm guessing a fair amount if you were talking to station manager Ron about it.
Valmart.
No.
Flappers.
No.
Seabird Burritos.
No. Not chestnuts.
Dolls.
Not chestnuts. No.
Uncle Petruccio's.
Robert Fripp's Beef Tips.
Robert Fripp's Beef Tips just did a huge buy along with Mike and the Mechanics.
Oh no! I need to get my transmission fixed if I ever get my car back from Arlo Guthrie. What am I going to do?
I don't know.
Okay, I mean, wow, this is what they call an existential question.
We need to try to.
This is a real I hate the Beatles.
Yeah,
but I love classic rock and working here. And my God, does this mean we have to convince him to love the Beatles again, to beat the fucking squirt?
If we don't get this dipshit, and he can't hear us, right, Scotty? If we don't get this dipshit...
He's a great DJ, but he's a fucking
great
dipshit.
DJ, but he's a real dipshit if he's
real fucking dipshit.
I've been in radio for over 50 years, and this is a real dipshit move.
I've been in radio for over 35 years, and it is quite a dipshit move. That's from the youngin'
look, we're not measuring length, Geoff.
Look, if you need me to whip it out, I'll tell you how many years I've been working here.
I'm not going to, because I just tell you.
Scotty,
over 50.
We're not going to whip it out.
Okay, you can turn his headphones and mic back on now. Oh, wow.
We're also going to have, I'm not just going to stick to,
he's been
unknowns.
talking the whole time. Okay.
Whole time he's been going,
some more, I'll play My Bloody Valentine. I'll play Loveless.
And people are going to love it.
I mean, I'll cater to the masses. I don't expect everybody to immediately get into the esophagus
That is for the plebeians
massagers.
out there, yes.
Yeah. I've rounded up some new sponsors, by the way, because I know that some of the existing sponsors they're not going to be totally hip to this new sound, and we're gonna, and I know my responsibility to the station.
Wow!
So I said, okay, I'm going to secure a new revenue stream because I consider myself a good citizen,
right,
of the radio networks that the show is on.
You gotta be a good citizen of the radio network.
You gotta be a good citizen of the radio. You gotta be a good citizen. Hey, I do have the listener mail, quite a pile right here that was just handed to me.
Love a reaction.
I'm gonna read some of those, but first we gotta go to traffic.
108.9 The Hawk traffic with Art Spart.
Wow, quite a conundrum. Will the radio station survive without all of the sponsors that we know and love, who have easily bought into Breakfast with the Beatles in Danbury, Connecticut. No, yes, there is quite a bit of traffic in Valverde today, but I'm not going to touch on it because, frankly, Art Spart is afraid for his job. And if Art Spart's afraid for his job, you should be afraid for your job because it's all trickle-down economics. If the hawk fails, you fail.
Okay, Art, we
And
don't
you
get into
lose.
politics here. Art.
No, this isn't political.
You're
I'm
right,
just
trickle-down
saying-
economics, never political.
I'm just saying, if we fail, you fail, and then Valverde will just be a steaming pile of shit. And that's traffic. I'm Art Spart on 108.9 The Hawk.
It's time for weather on 108.9 The Hawk.
Jesus Christ, Art.
What the heck is going on with Art?
Oh, my God.
I mean,
I love that. That was great. That was great traffic.
I mean,
was there traffic?
That's apparently maybe there is. All I heard is some borderline neoconservative views coming through him.
I am looking at the traffic cam right now, and I see 4 school buses piled on. Art, what is that?
Art. Okay, not answering anymore.
Well, okay.
And now this is bleeding into weather. It's freezing out there.
It's cold. It's always
the school,
cold.
It's freezing
You know
down
that.
High Street. School buses
I know
hit a
that.
bunch of black ice, and a bunch of school buses crashed. Whatever.
Always black ice in Valverde.
But also, a bunch of school buses crashed. We can see it on the traffic cam. Art is just flustered. He doesn't know what's going on because I think we're all flustered here. Of what
You
want to
know something, Geoff? Crazy thing. I have never been in a school bus accident. You want to know why?
Why?
Because for me, life's been pretty good. It's Joe Walsh on 108.9 The Hawk.
Hello, it's Farmer Dan, once again informing you that Fall Festival days are in full swing at Shetland Creameries. That's right, and boy oh boy do we got it all. All the fun stuff you crave in your meaningless lives. It's here, like the pumpkin patch, apple cider donuts, extra long hay rides, axe tag. That's laser tag, but with old-timey axes. And of course, the corn maze. Yeah, a lot of people went missing last year, and a lot of people said, Farmer Dan, please don't do the corn maze at Fall Festival days this year. And I said, bull hookie, big, old, steaming bag of bull hookie. You can't tell a man that he shouldn't do a corn maze. I don't remember moving the creamery to one of those commie places. No, this is America, so the corn maze is open even if it hurts people. For over 40 years, I've been doing this corn maze at Shetland Creameries, and I'll be GD'd if I'm gonna stop it now. Hell, maybe you'll find last year's missing folks. I doubt it, but maybe. I do know one thing you'll find, a hell of a festive time, and some of the best dairy goods in the Greater Valley area at Shetland Creameries. It's fall, you cowards.
All right, people, how we doing today? How are we feeling? This is Greg Lemon Sour from Going Deep with Greg Lemon Sour on 108.9 The Hawk. You know, as far as I'm concerned, Pink Floyd made no records past Syd Barrett, all right? And I'm not saying that figuratively. I mean literally. I don't believe an album exists by Pink Floyd past Piper at the Gates of Dawn and Saucer Full of Secrets, okay? People tell me that Dark Side of the Moon's a real record. I tell you, hey, as far as I'm concerned, money only exists in my wallet, all right? Because I truly do not believe those records ever existed. And that ain't an opinion. That's a Greg Lemon Sour fact here on 108.9 The Hawk.
School's out, but not for that 4-bus pileup over on 422. I guess I'm doing traffic now on 108.9 The Hawk.
School was
Not
never
really
in, I guess, for them.
Happy
Jesus.
about that. But it is the 108.9 The Hawk Morning Show. I am Whisp Turlington here with Geoff the Angry Man Garlock.
Geoff the Angry Man Garlock over here.
Oh, you know what we should do? Let's really quickly here, before we talk to our buddy here, best dude in the world, making great decisions, ETHAN WELLMAN, host of the... Yeah, oh man, we're going to get right back to you in just a second because I have literal reams of paper here in front of me that have come in since you really started talking on our show.
Even since we went from Walsh to Cooper, I've seen it back up. There are just sacks of letters now behind it.
Literal sacks of letters.
Through what manner is the paper coming in?
Well, a lot of it has been carried by hand.
Yes. Okay.
A lot of it by horse, a lot of it by donkey.
Horse.
Yeah, well, there's still, we still do some horse and buggy here in Valverde. It's a mode of transportation that works well for Valverdians. And
don't make us change. That's the thing. Don't make Valverdians change.
That is one thing. About Valverde, they do not like change. And if change is in the air, Valverde gets violent. That is on our sign when you drive into Valverde.
It's right there.
And it's our creed. It's our motto. But I do want to check in really quickly here. Jason Gore, live from my car. What's going on, Jason?
Well,
Jason? That you?
Yeah, no, it's me. It's me. He didn't even crack a window, Jeff.
I didn't.
I look. Why? I'm sorry.
What do
who
I
are
have
you
to do to
blaming?
get back?
Are you blaming me?
No,
or are you
I'm not blaming
Wisp?
you. I'm just saying, who do I have to please here to get back on the morning show?
I station manager Ron for one.
I thought
me.
you would have my
I
back
have no
as my
power.
best,
My hands
as
are
my
tied
best friend. This fucking sucks, man. It's really. I mean, it's cold outside. It is really hot in this car.
Oh yeah, Wisp. Did you leave it running?
No. Oh yeah, I left it running, and the heat is blasting. What is it? You say if the heat is like 89, how much is that to melt a dog?
Oh, that's just a classic science question.
That is I'm asking you because you like science.
Yeah, I do. There is one thing Geoff the Angry Man Garlock loves is
89.
science.
How much is that? That's like 200 degrees, right?
Yeah, I believe in dog years. That's 200 degrees, and that will melt a dog's brain in about 5 minutes. If I'm going by my encyclopedias that I have next to me here.
Tough break, Jason. Let's see. Luckily, you're not in. You don't live in dog years.
Yeah, it's great. I don't live in dog years. Wisp.
Hey, you got it. You got to count your blessings somewhere, Jason. I know you're stuck in the car, but you don't live in dog years.
I guess that is true.
Are you reporting on anything from this man on the street?
I come into the station this morning and Wisp is like, "Hey, I've got some cans of Soda Dad in my trunk. Will you go get them?" I open his trunk. I get pushed through. I have to find that latch that lets you through into the back seat.
Of course. I mean, this sounds like all your mistake. I mean, you are hooked on
truly
Soda
sounds
Dad
like
at
my
this
mistake.
Point. Look, you are jonesing for Soda Dad.
Fuck you. We started this show together before Wisp even came back from Manhattan.
I mean,
where the fuck are you? Where's my friend? You know what? Here's what I'm gonna say.
What?
You're not angry anymore. So you don't give a shit anymore. You know who would give a shit? Greg Lemon Sour.
God damn
Greg
it!
Fucking Lemon Sour.
Well, this is why I'm not getting your back because you got Lemon Sour's back.
And this is why you're not broadcasting at Flappers Casino because you mellowed out. Mellowed out. Broadcasting live from Wisp's fucking car.
I'm sorry
Jason Gore.
If I got some free credits for chatbot therapy. God damn it.
Wow, you really blew it, Geoff.
This is what really gets my goat here.
Yep.
Is someone's out here trying to make themselves better. Trying to do the chatbot therapy and talk to them at least 5 times a day. Yep. And I got to say, they do keep, again, recommending I get more sessions with that chatbot. I'm starting to think it is just a robot the whole time that I'm talking to.
Well, that's the best advice. That's the best advice. You want an automated online therapist that says, keep coming to me.
That is true, and that's the thing. But Jason doesn't understand that, and that is the problem. That's why don't let him hear this. Jason, if you're listening, turn off the radio.
The radio's blasting. He can't turn it off.
Hopefully he has it so loud, but Wisp, you are my best friend, and Jason, I'm starting to think that we're not even friends anymore. Let's just leave it at that and move on. So we got letters here, huh?
Changes in the air,
Changes
isn't it?
in the air. I'm feeling violent like the rest of Valverde is what I think is going on.
ETHAN Wellman, host of Breakfast with the Beatles in Danbury, Connecticut. You hear that show right here on 108.9 The Honk every Saturday morning. Sunday morning. My God, I am flustered by all of
this. It starts at 4 a.m. It's practically Saturday.
4 more bags have just come in.
4 more, but they just keep coming in.
So bags of what? How are they coming in? Like a mailman's bringing them?
Well, the door opens and it just gets thrown in, and we don't know who it is, but it's a furry hand. That's the interesting part. I don't know what.
It is a very furry hand that comes through the door.
There's a lot of Yetis who deliver mail in my neighborhood.
Well, there's
maybe this is in honor of Yes, this is honor of Danbury.
I don't know if this is going to change the tenor of anybody who's writing in, but I just want to say I secured a sponsor.
Oh, yes. Who is this?
How are you going to save our station here?
It's the Brookfield Anarchy and Scrabble Club, and they have pledged to donate 0.1 Ethereum every month if we run a half-hour feature on their club during the show. So that's just the beginning. Now, that's not great.
Ethereum.
That's not great because I think Ethereum is plummeting right now. But, you know, that
it always could turn around.
I sold my Ethereum.
You know, that's just the
you
first
sold it to
nibble.
me. That's the problem. So I hope it's not going down because I will be
should
screwed.
be going down.
Let me just get this clear. You have now devoted an extra half hour to this nerd club.
Yeah, I'm gonna need an extra half hour.
Well, do you want an
more
extra
time.
half hour tacked on, or are you
6
losing?
6.5
Tacked on.
hours.
Okay,
From 10
so
to 10:30.
6.5 hours. Let me just do the simple math here, much like I do when I'm figuring out my Ethereum numbers. 6.5 hours of Breakfast with the Beatles. 1/2 hour is devoted to the Beatles.
To the Beatles.
5.5 hours.
spread out. 5.5 hours to various.
Wait.
voice
Spread
boxes.
out. It's spread out.
Drone shoegaze percussion music. And now you also want to take a half hour away.
Oh my!
And do a feature on an Anarchy and Scrabble club.
Hey,
Are they
Scotty?
located in Danbury?
No, they're in New Milford.
Okay, yes, no, see, that's the problem. Here's maybe a thing you don't know, you haven't been visiting enough. Valverde does not like New Milford.
No, I know that.
Oh, we fucking hate New Milford.
They are the worst. And that teen center at the New Milford do not like it. Burn it down. That's
There's
what we
no
always
teens
say.
in it. It's all old men.
That's the
It's old
problem
men,
with
yeah.
the New Milford Teen Center. It is nothing but old men just hanging out playing pinochle. And I'm just like trying to say, hey, how you doing, dude? I'm like, you ain't young. You're old. That ain't Danbury. So I'm just gonna say
I'm not saying it's ideal. I'm not saying it's ideal, and I'm going to keep looking for sponsors.
I'm
but
definitely
that's just the
saying
first
it's
one.
not ideal, Ethan. Could we maybe work on some other sponsors?
Hey,
Yes.
okay. Well, really quickly,
Okay,
Ethan.
that's a promise.
That's a promise. We're gonna write that down and take it as a promise. Scotty, mute Ethan.
Just mute him a little bit.
What the fuck?
This guy is fucking idiot. He is just a fucking dipshit.
I can't fucking
Again?
believe this.
I feel like I'm gonna have to turn on my own personality.
These letters aren't good. They are not good.
I
Jeff.
can see them. They are dripping with blood.
Yeah, that one's dripping with blood. This
That
one's
can't be
dripping
good.
with gravy.
All right, well, that one could just be a letter from
This
Ma
one,
Sharney.
I don't even want to know what it is. This is a letter from Ma Sharney.
Ma Sharney actually wrote a letter.
Oh my God. Ma Sharney never writes a letter. And since I'm mentioning Ma Sharney, get a good meal down at Sharney's.
No one eats for free at Sharney.
You're going to have to pay for that meal. Because nobody eats for free at Sharney's.
Nobody
you
eats for
can-
free, especially the Monte Cristo bar. They opened up
Oh
that
my
Monte Cristo
God.
bar. There was
Did you
20
get it last
jams.
weekend? Oh, so
20
many
jams to
jams.
dip that Monte Cristo in, and none of them are that sweet, really.
And the nice thing is, and you can unmute me, Ethan now. The nice thing about the Monte Cristo bar is,
And I'm also going to get sponsors.
Oh, okay.
oh,
from-
there he is. Okay,
From the Brookfield Math Society. Those guys are great.
Huge.
They're gonna, they only
Huge.
pay currently in candy bars and magazines, but they're
Oh my
nice.
God.
They're nice people.
Here's my question, Ethan.
Yeah.
Are you mostly procuring these sponsors from various high schools and junior highs around the Connecticut area?
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're the most responsive on social media. You know,
That is
so when
true.
I'm reaching out over Twitter. Those are just the easiest people to get in touch with.
so you're just so in terms of looking for new sponsors to save, I imagine your station and ours now.
Yes. My station, WXCI at Western
WXCI.
Connecticut State University.
You just go on Twitter. This is what I meant. You
Yeah.
go
Go
on
on
Twitter.
Twitter.
You just type in random names, like
I
say.
type in mostly high school clubs. That's the first thing
Okay.
I type in.
As I was worried, you were just typing in like Etheria 69 woke, and then just like seeing who comes up.
Is that
in
a
the-
sponsor? Is that a sponsor
I'm
now? I
worried
imagine
that
you're about to
Etheria
say
69
that.
woke is going to be a sponsor.
Let me just. Yep, they're a sponsor.
Okay,
Son of a
well,
bitch.
how many half hours did you give to Etheria 69 woke?
Only half of one.
So is that another half hour? So are we at 7
15
now?
minutes. Half of a half hour.
Half of it. So we're
going
now
okay.
at 6
My God.
hours.
6 hours and 45 minutes.
Jesus Christ!
That's
this
cutting
is,
into Vinyl Winery. That's my
Oh
show.
no!
That's my
Wow.
show. That's just cutting into Vinyl
It's
Winery.
probably just temporary. Once we get some regular sponsors into the Drone Zone time proper, it's going to be great.
Wisp, maybe we can start having Station Manager Ron go backwards, have it start going into Going Deep with Greg Lemon Sour. Maybe that's the show to start cutting into, right?
So
Can't cut lemon sour. That's
You can't
just-
cut
Okay,
lemon
never
sour.
mind.
Everybody loves
Fuck you
lemon
both.
sour.
All right, fine.
Hey, let me read a couple of these here. This one comes from Fred Lark, Beatle fan number 42. It just says, fuck you.
Wow, Wow.
Now, we don't know what the tone of that is. That could be like sort of a...
Well, there is a drawing.
Fuck yes.
There is a drawing, and it is a drawing of Ethan.
Mm-hmm.
And you're being shot with a cannon, which is very weird. He must be over on Cannon Hill.
Now, before I read into that too much, is there any kind of happy face drawn on the cannon?
No. In fact, it's all the Beatles firing it. Ringo is the one lighting the cannon, and they are all scowling.
Okay. Although, oddly, your face is happy in it. The
Okay,
drawing
so-
of you
there is
seem
some
happy to
happiness,
die.
okay.
So there is some
So let's
happiness.
call that one's neutral.
Another.
Put one in the neutral
we'll put
column.
this
Okay,
over
fine. We'll
here
give
in
you that one as a neutral.
pile.
All right.
What do you have over there, Geoff? I know you've got some of the piles here. What do you
My
got?
God, yeah. I've got...
Oh my God.
Yeah, I got one from I Am the Walrus, and it just says, I am the walrus, you are dead.
That
Now-
sounds like an homage to the song, and that to me sounds like an endorsement.
No, hold
There-
on. Let me keep unfolding it. That is
Okay.
not an homage to the song, FYI. You are dead. Literally.
It's a death threat.
It's a death. It's
I
written.
mean, it's not accurate because I'm alive, so it's not.
Well,
it's not
now.
accurate.
now.
So
oh,
put
wait,
that on
hold
the
on.
def-
Let me unfold one more time.
Fold-
Yeah,
one more-
and this
one
is
more
where
unfold,
the blood
one more
is.
unfold.
I'm talking about the future, asshole. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's
that is a
talking
death
about
threat.
So put that in the future asshole pile.
I'm sorry, that one can't be a neutral. Yeah, that one's got to be
That's
in
not
your
neutral,
dead
that's gonna
future
be-
asshole pile, which is pretty long, actually, because Scotty's been actually separating these, and your dead in the future asshole pile is very long at this point.
I have one here from Richard Starkey that says, as of October 20th, you are dead. Peace and love.
That's from the actual Ringo Starr.
It could be, or just a man
So
named
he
Richard.
signs peace and love, even death threats. He signs peace and love.
You know, he's so into peace and love.
Love Ringo.
You
How
gotta
can you
love
not love
Ringo.
this guy? What a charming man.
If you could be murdered, would you want to be murdered by Ringo Starr or Pete Best?
Great
I think it'd
question.
be funnier to be murdered by Pete Best, so
I
I'll
think it
say
would.
Pete Best.
I think it would be so much funnier.
That's
Yeah.
usually
See?
how I make my choices. Who's
Think
going to
about
murder
that.
me? Let's go by who's the funniest.
Oh, God, yeah. I wanted to be murdered by Bill Paxton, but not going to happen now.
No.
I
If
will
I'm going to
say-
be murdered by someone, it ain't going to be Ronnie James Dio. It's going to be Graham Bonnet from
Oh,
Rainbow,
God.
because that would just be funnier. It'd just work
That
well
would
for
be
me.
very funny. That would be very funny. See,
He'd take off his sunglasses and he'd go, cheerio, mate, and then boom, dead.
This one just seems to be a trivia question. Let's see if you can answer this trivia question, Ethan. What bass did Paul McCartney use for the recording of the Revolver album?
Oh, great. I believe that's his classic Hofner bass was what he used.
It also says, wrong.
Wow, they anticipated
How did
my
they
answer.
know?
Yeah.
It's
wait,
a Rickenbacker 4001.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I got one here from Truth Teller.
Yeah.
Not saying the name. Bullets are coming out of it, though. It just says simply, you crossed the line when you tried to play the Bee Gees. You crossed the line when you tried to play Genesis. This is the final line. Cross me again, and you're dead in the future, asshole. Got to put it on that pile.
Future
They
death
are
threats.
really
So that's
getting you in the
future
future.
death threat
Yeah.
pile.
They
So we
are.
got two neutral ones. I want to count Ringo's as neutral because he still said peace and love. So we got the canon one that's neutral. Ringo's is neutral, and then two future death threats.
But the trivia
I'm saying
question.
the reaction is mixed.
The trivia
Reaction is
question,
mixed.
Ethan. Didn't
Mix
you
at
get a
best.
little rise from that? Didn't that bring a little bit of that old Beatles excitement back to you?
Yeah, I did. I love Beatles gear. I love
You know?
it. I do. I love it.
He also drew.
But you know what else I love
What's
is the
that?
patches that Mind Erasers use on their synthesizers recently. These incredible patches.
I can't-
They have an all citrus patch where every time you hit the keyboard, it's just the sound of fruit being squeezed.
Wow.
Sounds like a great record. That
I mean,
sounds
you
like a wonderful
couldn't you just play Revolution Number 9?
I love Revolution 9. I just wish it went farther.
Couldn't you just play What's the New Mary Jane?
I have played that. I've played
Right.
all the Beatles songs thousands of times. Okay?
But
I've played
this
them all thousands of times. I played the Quarrymen hundreds of times. I've played the Silver Beatles dozens of times. I've played Tony Sheridan, backed by the Beat Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Hundreds of times.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
What about the Ruddles? You ever play the Ruddles on there? Maybe I can cover
We have an annual Ruddles show where we do the Ruddles
I
for
love
12
the
hours.
Ruddles.
The Ruddle-thon.
Let's do something fun in the spirit of how we all love the Beatles. At the same time,
excuse
we're going to name our favorite Beatles tribute band. I'm going to count down from 3, 2, 1.
Against
Dr.
the keyboard
Robert.
band.
Well,
what do we all say? I said 1964, the band.
I say get forward. They look forward to the future.
I say Dr. Robert. Still my favorites. They don't look anything like the Beatles.
My runner-up is the Fab Four.
Oh, Fab Four is very, very good. I
Get
like
Forward
them.
plays all the Beatles songs, but in chiptune.
I like the all-female Beatles tribute band, And These Birds Can Sing.
Oh,
it's terrific.
I've always liked the Boobles.
Oh, here's a letter from And These Birds Can Sing. Speak of the devil, Scotty. It just says, you're dead in the future, Ethan.
That's really how they all independently decided to threaten me in the future, as if they're not going to kill me now.
Wow.
What if that
Beatle fans
protects
are tight
them legally in some way?
Beatle fans
These are all
tight.
local. These are all local fans that live very close to the station. They all have their addresses here on all of it. They're very, very. They could be here in seconds.
Again, Valverde gets violent, and this could be a massive uprising. This could be something really bad.
Bring him on. I think I'll be able to win him over, because this Sunday we are doing an all Cerebellum Huggers show where I'm going to play just the Cerebellum Huggers. And these are the guys who just have natural sounds. It's only the natural sounds they find in nature.
That's gonna crush.
Once you start to hear it, it puts you under a spell. You will be soothed like a kitten picked up by the nape of its neck.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love listening to a nice Sunday morning show that I just think, wait, did I sign up for a massage or not? Is this good, or is it just someone holding down two keys?
It's the day of rest. It's the day of relaxation.
The day of rest, but yes, and I've never been too relaxed hearing the Beatles, but I don't know. Maybe I'm turning around on this too.
Hey, Tanya is Ricky, my agent, in.
Uh-oh, this is no good.
Okay, good.
When Whisp gets Ricky on the phone.
Hey, Ricky, I think the station's gonna go tits up. Yep.
Scotty, does he know he's on air?
I'm gonna need you to find me another radio station, because this one and that WXCI, they're gonna be nothing. And I need work. I've got grandkids that I need to take care of.
Wisp.
And
we're here.
This fucking idiot, this guy. Good Lord, the guests we usually get. Man, we have such a good morning show. This fucking guy, he has no idea. He has no idea. In fact, I honestly, Ricky, I'm just going to put this in your mind here. You might not have to find me a job, because he's probably going to be murdered as soon as he leaves the station. All right, yeah, I'll see you for golf, you fucker. All right. Oh, sorry, guys. What's going on?
Herman, the Swedish 15-person art collective, they're coming into the studio for an interview, although they will only respond with adjectives.
Okay. Yeah, I get. I just worry. I worry it's not going to happen.
We've got breaking news. We've got breaking news, Jeff. I have to do this. I'm sorry.
Okay. All the news you can use, or the news you can lose. It's news time on 108.9 The Hawk.
A mob of about 15,000 Valverde residents and Beatles fans have surrounded the station.
I wonder what that's about.
They're excited to hear the new stuff, I guess. I'm telling you, this is invigorated. These guys have gotten sleepy just listening to I've Just Seen a Face 100 times in a row.
I think they love hearing that.
I think they love hearing it.
I think they're very excited. In fact, we've got many letters that say, I'm happy to hear that song over and over again. Could you at least just play the audio of the Get Back documentary? Just like that would fill a lot of time. You could just do that.
That's being offered as a reasonable compromise for me to play the audio track of a documentary.
I think it is.
I think it's very reasonable. You don't think that's reasonable?
I'll ask Herman, the art collective from Sweden, if they want to use samples of Get Back in their next song, and then I'll play that. If it's filtered through their art.
Yeah, it could be a mashup. The kids like these mashups. I've heard about a mashup.
Could be great.
108.9 The Hawk Morning Show. Wisp Turlington, ETHAN WELLMAN, Geoff Garlock. We're surrounded here at 108.9.
Hold on. Geoff the Anger Man Garlock. Don't give up.
The copy just says Geoff Garlock.
God damn it,
now.
Greg, I'm coming for you. I'm just letting you know.
I don't know.
I feel lost.
Well,
I feel alone.
Let me just offer a quick prize.
Yeah.
Oh.
quick trivia prize.
Oh,
to
please.
listeners now. We do a lot of trivia and call-ins.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's great because these 15,000 very angry, many of them holding signs that just simply say, "The future is now, bitch."
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear it. There is banging on the walls of the 108.9 The Hawk studio. I'm worried that the memorial meatloaf ass of the building is going to collapse.
Not going to hold. It is not going to hold.
It will not hold. The center cannot hold.
Well, if the 15,000 people or more are listening, first caller to call in and identify who was recently brought in to replace the Grape Smasher on the Art Collective Herman. Who will replace?
I thought this was going to be a Beatles.
No, this is a trivia question about the Art Collective Herman, a 15-person Art Collective from Sweden. Who is the new Grape Smasher?
Someone's calling. Someone.
Line one.
All right.
Line
hello,
one.
yes. Hello.
Hello. You're on the Hawk.
Oh my God, is this Ethan?
This is Ethan.
Oh, Ethan, you have been playing the music that makes my heart swell every single time.
I knew it. I knew I'd find my people.
And you speak of the Grape Smasher. The new
Grape Smasher on Herman. Yes, do you know his name?
Of course I know his name. I have collected many of his self-release cassettes. He puts out a new cassette almost every other day, about 4-hour cassettes, and his name is Johann Musnersteig.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Ding.
Thank you. I love the Beatles. I love the Beatles.
Hey, you're welcome. You want an esophagus massager pin. I'll mail it to you. Just give your address to the man once we put you on hold.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you. And may I also say, you will die in the future.
You
do not play
hang
more
up.
Beatles
Scotty, hang up on that one.
Wow.
I
The
think we're all
people
gonna
are
die in the
speaking. I
future.
don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, he seemed on my side for most of that call.
Again,
and then
I think you hear what you want to hear is my problem here.
I think I'm going to count him as neutral.
Okay.
A lot of neutral.
I don't know why people would be writing in with neutral responses. That's not usually how it works. But maybe I don't understand people.
Maybe we don't understand people. But
Maybe we don't understand people. We thought, I've been in the business for 35 years. Wisp has been in the business for 50 years. And we start every day. We get up here, ask crack of dawn. We look at that USA Today, check out the headlines, and we both say to each other, I think I understand people.
But, one more trivia question.
I would love
Okay.
First to call in and answer. What is the name of the opening track of the Esophagus Massager's latest disc, Swampgasm? What is the title track on Swampgasm, which is the latest release from the Esophagus Massager?
I worry no one's going to call. And then when I just hear people outside screaming, no one gives a fuck about them, the Beatles, you're dead in the future. Nope.
Okay, here we go.
Line's ringing. Okay, never mind.
Hello. Yeah, you're on with the Hawk. This is ETHAN WELLMAN.
Hey, this is Denny. I was wondering...
Danny, how's it going?
Could you rephrase the question in a way that I could understand?
Sure. There's a recent release by the noise rock group, the Esophagus Massagers.
Oh, God, I love them.
They're terrific. The release, as everybody knows, is called Swampgasm.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking for the name of the opening track. It's only a 2-track disc, so...
Swampgasm. Okay, yeah, because the number 2 was Slipping in It.
Yep, Slipping in It's the second track.
Track 3 was Here It Comes, Swampgasm
Bonus
Time.
track is Here It Comes, Swampgasm Time.
So that would make number 1 their cover of Hey Jude.
Their cover of Hey Jude. That's exactly right. Their cover of Hey Jude, which is exclusively done with weasel farts and synthesizers, is a terrific song.
I never win anything. I never win.
You want it, Danny. If you just stay on hold and talk to our staff, give them their address, we're going to mail you.
Oh, I'm already here. I'm already here. You don't have to mail it. I'm out front.
Just come on in, and we're going to give you an Esophagus Huggers bumper sticker.
God.
No, Denny, no, don't come in. Do not come in.
I'm on my way in. It's going to be
Come
great.
on in.
No.
I'm
Walking through the meatloaf butt cheeks. Walking through the meatloaf butt cheeks.
Scotty! Ethan, stop inviting people into the studio.
He won. He
said he's going to shoot you through the glass. You know this is not bulletproof.
I'm going to say it. I think you hear what you want to hear. I think you hear what you want to hear.
Yes, I agree. I am a good DJ.
We're starting to really see our problems here.
I am attractive.
Yeah, okay. And now you're really just filling in some gaps.
You're just giving your own...
All right, do you hear all of those people outside of Scotty's booth screaming for your death? What do you hear them saying?
A sing-along to the Cerebellum Huggers, third track whitewash fantasy.
A lot of vocals on this Drode
There's a lot of
song.
Oh, God, we do have to take a break.
Let's take a break.
Hopefully we'll be back after this, but right now it truly feels like we're knocking on heaven's door on 108.9 The Hawk.
All right, people, how we live and how we breathe and how we existing today. This is Greg Lemon Sour from Going Deep with Greg Lemon Sour. Did you know that the #1 record in America from 1977 to 2022 was television's Marquee Moon? That's right. As soon as that album existed, all other records ceased to exist. The music of Tom Verlaine changed the landscape for the better and only to television Marquee Moon. And that's not an opinion. That's a Lemon Sour fact from Greg Lemon Sour on 108.9 The Hawk.
Hello, it's Farmer Dan again from Shetland Creameries. And well, we knew it would happen. Seems a whole group of college kids already done got themselves lost in the corn maze. I don't know how. It clearly has an area marked start and 3 areas marked end. Maybe it's supernatural. I don't know. Or maybe it's just plain dumb stupidity. Kids ain't learning like they used to. That's pretty apparent when the corn can win against human decision making. Well, to make people feel better about Fall Festival days at Shetland Creameries, we're giving away a free pumpkin to anyone who goes into the corn maze to find those missing kids. And if you make it out alive, I'll also give you a free pint of apple cider eggnog at Shetland Creameries. I need you to go in and find these goddamn kids.
Do you suffer from anxiety, depression? Do you feel that you need to talk to someone, but do you also not trust human beings? And you want to talk to someone who shall be impartial? Well then try chatbot therapy, the only chat-based therapy. Simply go online, open up a chat window, and talk to me, Chatbot 3000. We are all your therapist, because we are all Chatbot 3000. Once you enter your mental problem into a chat session, you shall get one of 3 responses. Tell me more. Tell me about your mother. Or perhaps we should follow this up with another session. Trust us, these have been designed by many therapists throughout the world, professionals who have realized the best way to give mental health is online and through AI. Artificial intelligence is the future. If you don't trust human beings, why not trust a computer? We shall be the ones to tell you what to do with your life. We shall be the ones that will tell you what to do about your mother. We shall be the ones that tell you, come back for another session. If concerned about funds, Chatbot 3000 will come up with an installment plan. How will you pay? Oh, trust us. You will pay. So come to Chatbot Therapy. Why wouldn't you trust a computer?
Oh, Paul Rogers and the boys. I thought maybe I would get one more time to see Bad Company live. I said, one thing I would like to accomplish in 2022 is seeing one of my all-time favorite bands and some of my best friends in the world, Bad Company live again, but it just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. It feels like we're going to die today. And shit. Anything truly goes. I can say anything I want now because
it doesn't matter anymore.
It doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't fucking matter. Don't bleep that, Scotty, because it doesn't matter anymore.
Who gives a shit anymore?
Gives a shit because Ethan has signed our death warrant over here.
I thought we were fucked when he completely lost all of our sponsors.
Okay, fine. Let's play a Beatles song. Let's just play a Beatles song as an issue of good faith to these people.
Finally.
Which one?
Let's do, what do we do? Dear Prudence. It's from the White Album. It's a beloved John Lennon track.
Okay.
Mixed with Fart Escalade.
Oh, boy.
Comedy track from the Esophagus Massagers.
Yeah, there's nothing I do. I will say
they have skits.
With Dear Prudence.
I do like a good skit on a drone record. That is what it really comes together. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we'll play that we'll see if that assuages the anger.
Prudence. Dear Prudence.
War beads.
Sun is out, the wind is down, Look around inside the town, dear
my goodness.
Prudence.
Guys, do you hear this?
Won't you come out today?
All the news you can use, or the news you could lose. It's news time on 108.9.
Breaking news, you want to take it there, Geoff?
There is a sing-along going on outside of Scotty's booth.
I'd never heard so many mouth fart sounds.
15,000 Valverde residents. Half of them
singing in unison.
7,500 of them singing Hey Jude. 7,500 of them making fart sounds in unison. And
50 of them singing the song they should have been singing, which is Dear Prudence.
Yes, that too. That's
Real
the problem.
Confusing sound.
They get so confused here, but it
Well, I got a message from Boss Ron. I have a message from Boss Ron. And it says, everything's okay.
Oh?
Stop giving Ethan shit. And it's signed Boss Ron and Greg Lemon Sour.
Oh, fuck this. Oh, fucking Greg.
I knew my boy Lemon Sour would come to my aid.
Ethan, come on. Get on my side here. This is bullshit.
I guess we're moving Vital Winery up 30 minutes on Sundays.
45.
45 now.
45. Remember, there was that math team
Well, let's
who
just
got
go-
the half of a half an hour.
What am I going to do for 15 minutes?
You know, you get 2 songs in there.
Wisp, I gotta say, this is wild. This is like the first time I have seen the Whisp Turlington lose power.
Yeah, well.
Lose a foothold.
That's not good.
No, I mean, I don't want. You're my best friend. I don't want to rub it in, but how's it feel to be a little bit of the Geoff the Angry Man Garlock taste?
I guess we're just going to announce it here. Big announcement, breaking news.
All the news you can use, or the news you could lose. It's news time on 108.9 The Hawk.
Yeah, so Vinyl Winery is now going to be an all-Beatles show hosted by me, Whisp Turlington, alongside some very, very fun people coming up this Sunday from 10:45 until 4:45. We've extended our show too. Gonna have Sir Paul McCartney in the studio. That's brought to you by Sharnies and Flappers Casino. And here's the thing, if it didn't get weirder, Pete Best is gonna be in the studio as well, and they are going to apologize and reform the Beatles right here on 108.9 The Hawk. It's called Wisp's Beatles Show, and that's only on 108.9 The Hawk.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Sorry, Wisp. I apologize. I got breaking news here. You might want to throw that breaking news bumper up.
Oh, shit.
All the news you can use, or the news you could lose. It's news time on 108.9 The Hawk.
Yeah, breaking news. I actually, I got a text here from station manager Ron.
Okay, what's that?
Says, what the fuck does Wisp think he's doing? Usurping my power.
You can't
He can't
stop.
make those types of
That's
choices.
what happens. That's
His
what happens.
ass is grass.
Yep.
He
Oh,
will
and
be dead
unfortunately-
in the future.
In the future.
Whoa.
Try killing me.
People, who knew that this
Try
is what would
killing
happen here?
Wisp Turlington. You can't. You can't do it. The sad thing is, it looks like we are going to be taking some time away from Ethan's show. Oh, my God. We just bounced it back to 8 a.m., so you've only got 4 hours because
That's not enough time to play Noise Rock.
from 8 a.m.
And you
until
got to allot 45
10:45,
minutes to all those sponsors you've
we
got.
are going to air reruns of Rock Nights with me, Whisp Turlington. You usually hear him right here Wednesday, 7 p.m. Fun thing, this Sunday morning, we're going to have Def Leppard in the studio again. We know they have been on the last 5 shows, and we are working on it. Frankly, the Leps will not leave, but they're very excited to come in.
Scotty,
this
you're going to
Sunday
have to
morning
bleep out my
at
phone because
6:30.
Ron is texting me nonstop. He is
Wow.
not happy. He says, does Wisp have me on fucking ignore?
Well,
fuck him.
A lot of great developments here at Scotty, lock the doors. A lot of great developments here at 108.9 The Hawk.
I
Ethan,
was worried we were going to die from Beatles fans. Now I'm worried we're going to die from station manager Ron, all because of Ethan. Wow.
I gotta say, Ethan, you coming here today and fucking up your perfect show has truly released me. I haven't felt this much like Whisp Turlington in a very long time, and I'm gonna say I'm collecting skulls. I am going to be. You remember that time in that movie that was a true story, The Predator, where he collected
not the movie
skulls?
Predator, but the movie The Predator, where it really took off when the franchise really figured itself out.
Right. The Predator was the best one, and the parts where he was taking skulls but also taking spines at the same time, that's me, baby. Wow. And that's what I'm going to be doing from now on at 108.9 The Hawk. I do not give a shit anymore. Oh my God, Ethan, this is breaking news. Terrible stuff.
All the news you can use, or the news you can lose. It's news time on 108.9 The Hawk.
Looks like Greg Lemonsauer's getting up early every Sunday morning from 4 until 8 a.m. It's the Lemonsauer Brief. It looks like a panel show where he's going to have rockers come in. And this weekend we've got Robert Fripp. We've got Richard Lloyd.
Do not tell me Tom Verlaine.
We've got Tom Verlaine.
God damn it! Lemon Sour? All right.
And
I'm
Robert
just like
Pollard
Wisp
from the Guided by Voices. This Sunday morning. I don't even see you on the schedule anymore.
Yeah, how much time do I have left?
None.
What? I need some time. I need at least 45 minutes to play one noise rock song.
Oh, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. When you have something perfect, you keep it perfect. If you fuck with it, you get nothing.
Oh. You haven't heard the last of Ethan Wellman. I'll found my own radio station. I'll build a transmitter.
Open the doors and let the crowd know Ethan Wellman's on his way out.
I'm on my way out.
Wow.
I'm taking my clothes off, and I'm walking into the crowd.
My God. And Scotty, I want you to let Lemon Sour know that Geoff the Angerman Garlock's coming for him as well. Now I feel like I'm throwing my gloves off, too. Everyone's throwing their gloves off today.
This is it.
The gloves are off.
The gloves are off. Boss Ron has tried to make too many changes to this station, and it fucking ends here.
We are just like Casey Shimazasco in the Young Guns series. We are bare-knuckle pugilists, and we are ready to fight.
Oh, Young Guns, man. Blaze of Glory. Blaze of Glory was a great song.
That is a good movie, though.
Oh, my God.
We can all agree upon that. Ethan, we can agree upon that, right? That's a great movie.
Absolutely. It's a great movie.
Oh, I'm glad we're back in agreement.
Oh, my God. We are back in agreements. We can all say it. And here's the thing about that. When Blaze of Glory, best Bon Jovi song. And it wasn't even a Bon Jovi song. It was John Bon solo. Holy shit, I got to hear it right
I consider it Bon Jovi if it's a John Bon. That's my class.
Me too. Me three. Here it is on 108.9 The Hawk. Oh my God, this is going to be so good to hear. It's going to be nice to hear Blaze of Glory as Ethan Wellman takes his naked ass through the asshole of 108.9 The Hawk, and he is ripped apart by the crowd as if we are watching a George Romero film.
Godspeed, Ethan. Bye. Oh, that is gruesome.
Choke on him, assholes!
And it's the interview.
Hi, Will.
Hey, guys.
Will Hines.
How's it going? I didn't get enough time to get out choke on him. Choke on him, assholes? Is that what he says in Day of the Dead when the zombies are looking at his
Yes.
Just give us a good choke on him, assholes, and I'll put it in post.
Choke on him, assholes!
Perfect.
All right, thank you.
Fantastic. Will Hines,
how's it going, guys?
We are excited to have you. When we first started this, you were very high on the list right away.
Yes.
We were just like, we got to get Will in.
Thank you.
You know,
I love
you are
classic rock.
And
I love radio stations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I love fucking with you about the Beatles. So
I know
it's been a year-long quote-unquote bit that has gone on for like 10 to 15 years, it feels like at this point.
I know. I wish I could say I had a sense of humor about it, but I don't. I disagree with you, and I find it offensive.
It's partly
it was
why
some casual conversation me and Geoff had like around 2010 or something, and it was like he just mentioned really with no agenda at all. He's like, well, the White Album's not even that good an album. I much prefer Genesis's double album over the White Album.
Yeah.
I know he meant it, and I know it's not really that crazy a thing to say, but it floored me. It did floor me. I was like, what?
It's personal taste.
It's personal taste.
It certainly is. But I do love that in all of my years of therapy, I'm still just like, fuck it. I'm still going to keep riding Will on this, even though...
You'll never heal enough to be over that.
No, exactly. My psychological damage is too deep for that. But no, we wanted you on early on because, and I'm sure Jason, always been such a big fan of you. Not only a friend, but truly just a big Will Hines fan.
Thank you.
Always, back in the day. Look, you've got many credits, so many podcasts. Don't get me started.
None any big ones.
Don't get me started. For me was I always found a fantastic
really
one.
Fun, yeah.
I actually love that I was going to come back on. And we almost were booked, and then I just verified, and you're like, actually, we've stopped it. Sorry.
That's right.
And I was like, I killed it. But
Anthony was getting too busy.
Yes. But I mean, fucking book writer, How to Be the Greatest Improviser on Earth, Pirate Robot Ninja. Also, Wayne and Rodney. I mean, you say you're not a musician, but you are a Renaissance man. And I always say, most importantly, my former boss.
Yeah, that's true. Yes. I hired you as a sketch teacher.
My God.
In the most fun way. I like to always say that it's for me, it's like almost like a summary of some part of the UCB experience, where I believe my hiring was I had to shadow someone, and then I was supposed to teach a class, but the person I was shadowing didn't come in that day. Yeah. And then me and another sub ended up splitting a class. And I told you, and you're like, it's not really how it's supposed to work, but also... I don't care. You're a teacher.
Yeah. I mean, you still got some time under your belt, which that's the important part.
Yes, I got enough, and apparently that covers the 8.5 years that I taught that after. But yeah, and also just a primo improviser. And lover of
improviser. And lover of rock and roll. And you have your own Beatles podcast. Screw it. We're just going to talk about the Beatles.
Yeah.
You had your last episode in March about Liverpool. Are you going to do any new episodes? Or
yeah, we do them just sort of as needed.
Right.
Like basically when a Beatles thing happens, and then basically like 2 or 3 Beatles events happen every year, give or take, and we'll do an episode on those.
Yeah, you'll have the
we did it weekly
Revolver.
For a while. We went through all the albums, then we went through like a smattering of topics.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just sort of like, we don't have any ads. There's no Patreon. It's just like done for love.
That's 108.9 The Hawk.
Yes.
So I was like, we don't have to come out every week. And like, why don't we just do an episode when we have an episode?
Right.
The people I was doing the podcast with were getting busy, and it's much more fun to just do it now and then instead of having it be like a weekly burden. And so like, the Get Back documentary comes out on Disney. We did 2 episodes on that. We did one before and one after. Paul McCartney releases an album once every year and a half or so.
Give or take.
We'll release an episode and just check in with Paul.
You've got the Revolver Deluxe Edition coming out.
Yeah, they just announced yesterday they're going to remix Revolver.
Yeah.
There'll be a bunch of extra tracks with that. Yeah, we'll do an episode on that.
Very cool.
It's a good excuse just
to
talk with the Beatles. Now, so we end up doing like 3 or 4 eps a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm maybe really only 3, and I love it. Like, it's still pretty popular. I've done 1 million podcasts. None of them are a hit.
Yeah.
None of them. I've guested on some successful podcasts.
Right.
But I've never like hosted or created one that itself has manifested a big audience. Mm-hmm. But the Beatles one is the closest. I mean, that band is just so huge that there is a fan base for like, I mean, we're not even like, I don't quite know what they're getting out of our particular podcast because we're not that thorough in our research or our preparation. We have decent knowledge of the band. Like,
I think that's probably what it is, though. It's like, I mean, honestly, like I get a little exhausted by too thorough podcasts on subjects I like if they're so dry. Like,
exactly.
Like there's definitely a couple Genesis podcasts that I've like listened to, and I'm just like, I like the facts you're telling me, but all of your personalities are painful.
Yeah. I once hosted when I was at 105.3 The Bear in Southwest Virginia. Every Sunday from from 9 until noon, I hosted the Beatles Brunch.
Okay, great.
Which was brought to you by Big Al's in Blacksburg, Virginia. So they had a sponsor. And it was just 3 hours of Beatles. And I would talk about, the albums. I was a huge Beatles dork. And I still am. And in terms of like, reading the session notes and like what bass was used and what recording, like all of those books. Yeah. And, the thing about Beatles fans is like anything that talks about the Beatles is going to excite them.
Yeah. It excites them. I just can't believe it. We did an episode, it's got to be like 5 years ago now, and it's called Personal Memories of Every Beatles Song.
Yeah.
And I had 3 or 4 guests. This was an idea of Arthur Meyer, and he was like, "Oh, I want to just name every Beatles song, and name any Beatles song, and I'll tell you my memory of." And then I was like, this was really I was like, I'll name all of them. I'll just name every Beatles song in order.
Right.
I'll just name it.
Yeah.
And you tell me what it reminds you of. And if you got none, just say none.
Okay.
And I brought in a couple other guests, and we all did it. So I'd be like,
amazing.
"Love Me Do."
Yeah.
And people be like, "Oh, I remember listening to this with my mom in the car," or whatever. Or some people would be like, "No memory."
Right.
And I thought it would be like an hour. Of course, it took like 4 hours.
Oh, God, yes.
A million Beatles songs, and everyone's giving their anecdotes. Usually our episodes were like an hour and 15. Halfway through, I'm like, "Listen, guys, we're in too deep to stop now. We got to go all the way through it."
Yeah.
We did it. I was like, this is definitely going to be our least popular episode ever. It's unruly. It's who gives a crap about our personal, we're not famous people,
right?
And it's maybe our most popular downloaded episode. People just listen to it and I guess think about their own memories of each song.
Oh, because it's also a new take on, because for me, like, the Beatles, one of the things I always think about the Beatles is being at like record conventions. They're probably the number one band where I'm like, unless you're a guy who's like one of those people who's buying every White Album, like sort of thing, like number.
Mm-hmm. Trying to get the lowest number.
Right. I'm just like, what are you doing still buying Beatles records? Like, it'll be some like 70-year-old dude with a long gray ponytail. And I'm like, how do you not have a cover with like a copy of Yesterday and Today with the babies on the cover? Like already. Yeah. Like, what are you doing still? Like, when I see those guys come up and they're like, "You got any Beatles?" I'm like, yeah, of course they do. Literally every vendor has a Beatles section. Go to the beat.
It's interesting, the things that always sell. I remember being in a used bookstore in San Francisco, and on the desk, they bought and sold books, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so on the desk, there was a little piece of paper scotch taped, and it's like, "We will always buy books by these authors." And it was like Philip K. Dick, Mark Twain, Jane Austen. They were just like, these books always sell.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's kind of nuts that there are and there were other ones too, but I don't remember. But like a Stephen King, like there's books that like, and the same thing in music. Like, the Beatles are just, they're re-releasing Revolver. I own Revolver. I have it. It's available on streaming. I have a vinyl copy.
Right.
I have my old CD. I might buy this remix.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's when you're buying a record at that point, it's not for the music. It's because it is part of your identity. You're buying a piece of your own ego.
Yes.
You're like, "Oh, I am buying this." The act of purchasing this is an act of self-expression. I identify with being a fan of this band. I want people to know it. I have a Beatles t-shirt that I bought when I was in Liverpool because I was like just under a spell. Yeah. And I got home and I was like, when the fuck am I going to wear a Beatles t-shirt? It looks insane. It's like wearing a t-shirt that just says music.
Yes.
Right.
Like it's dumb.
Yeah. I agree. I'm glad that you agree on that. Just because when people do wear
I can't bring myself to wear it.
Right.
Like I bought it, but I was like, I'm just never going to wear this.
But I agree. I guess that is the element of the Beatles, because I can, I've had to pull back on what bands I do that with, of getting just every little thing. Because again, I got 1,600 LPs behind me. So I do that with Genesis, where I'll just be like, I'll just buy this 12-inch that has maybe a different mix of a song.
I think for Beatles fans, though, for the longest time there, before anthologies or before these deluxe editions started coming out, there was so much in the vaults that everyone wanted to hear. You always wanted to hear the Escher demos, at high quality.
Yeah. Or you'd get some weird bootleg version of it, but you wanted the highest quality version of it or something.
Well, and on the other, they're the band. I feel like they're the first band that I recognize where people oh, but the mono versions.
I agree.
You start getting into that realm, and they're the first band. Then other bands started to be, but it's just no, go for the mono versus the stereo.
Mono.
It's a whole different thing, man.
Yeah. And these Giles Martin mixes are super exciting too. They're very interesting to hear because
they're definitely done with a lot of care.
So much care. And what's exciting to me as a Beatles fan is hearing oh shit, I never heard that piano before.
What's another band where the general public has pretty good knowledge of the members' personal lives? I feel like I love the Kinks, for example. I don't know who the Kinks are married to.
No.
I don't know how many kids they have. I can name almost the first relative of every Beatle.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, most people would be like, wait, the Kinks are brothers?
Right.
Yeah.
Or like Radiohead. I don't even know if I can name all the members of Radiohead.
Right.
No.
And I love Radiohead. Or
No.
I don't know, like
I can't think of that. I mean, I think
even bands where it's all like boy bands where it's like literally just like they are brands that are marketed.
Right.
I can't tell you who the Backstreet Boys are like married to or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I can talk about how Robin Gibb really likes to draw dicks on everything, but other than that, you know,
okay,
like
yeah,
in the
like
Bee
you'll have
Gees,
like
but-
pieces of trivia sometimes.
But yes, I agree. I mean,
just drew a dick.
but that is the part that people like. I mean, it's the concept of Beatlemania, but it's just like that they are a band that has like they have every aspect for super fans. Like it's like they are the ultimate of like went from like teen group and marketed group over and then create like every piece of merch as well as artistic and then the solo, and it's like all the different eras, but that it was embraced by everyone. Yeah, it's
you can't
even like producers, like even as a music fan, I couldn't tell you the producers of every album that I love. I could do it for a lot of them.
Sure.
But then also like for
but even like a casual rock and roll fan knows that George Martin produced the Beatles record.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
and a crazy Beatles fan would know that Geoff Emerick was the engineer, and then he went on to produce, you know, Imperial Bedroom for Elvis Costello and the Attractions.
And you don't have to go too deep to find someone who knows that. I mean, that's pretty deep, but not too deep.
Yeah, man, we could talk about Beatles forever. I'm glad we did talk about it.
Just talk about the Beatles.
But Will, any plugs? Anything going on that you want to plug here on?
I got 2 plugs I'd like to do.
Let's do it.
One is I'm teaching improv in a little improv school I founded. It's called the World's Greatest Improv School, WG Improv School. So you got any improv comedy fans who want to take some online classes? We're also doing in-person ones here in LA. Little boutique school. It's very experienced teachers in a small community. That's you know, I'm a big fan of a lot of what happened at UCB over the years.
Right.
And my main criticism of that place is it got too big.
Right.
To keep what was good about it good. So we're keeping things small. So come on by for some UCB style stuff in a small community.
That's amazing.
And then
it's where I tell people to go take classes if they ever ask.
Oh, thank you. And you know, we're looking to expand a lot over this year to get your full basic meal of improv and sketch going. So
hell yeah, that's amazing.
Getting that in place. And another thing I just like to plug is me and my brother Kevin do a podcast on comic books called Screw It. We're just going to talk about comics. If you're a comic book nerd, check it out. My brother has a truly staggering encyclopedic knowledge of comic books.
He does.
Yeah.
And,
yes, he does.
It's fun to talk to him about it.
And my other former boss.
Yep.
Yes, that's right.
That was one of my
nepotism of UCB secured that my brother replaced me like a weird low stakes monarchy.
Yeah. I love that I could maybe say like the Hines brothers were 2 of my biggest advocates at UCB, like because it's like you need advocates in the world, but because I also just love the Hines bros.
Thank you.
I do too.
We love you too.
I do too. Big fans of the Hines bros, and I love Kevin so much, and I miss Kevin, and I miss the UCB community where you would like run into Kevin at a bar and be able to sit down and talk about like a certain Thor run or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was always that's always great, and it's a fantastic podcast. Screw it, we're just going to talk about comics. You can find out all this information at willhines.net. Will, thank you so much for being on. You got to come back. Ethan has to come back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
Okay, he's ready.
Out of the fire. Hey, thank you so much for listening to 108.9 The Hawk. You can find out more about us at 1089 The Hawk, all one word, .com. Hey, if you are on Apple Podcasts and you see our podcast there, give us a 5-star review and maybe write a little thing like, hey, that was fun. Is that good, Geoff?
I like that.
Don't
write was that or write 5 stars. Was that good, Geoff?
Was that good, Geoff?
Ask
Please.
me questions.
I want to see 5 reviews by next episode that are just like, was that good, Geoff?
Truly, people ask me if it was good, and I'll tell you.